Pausing.
Hello, what's up everybody? Welcome to Brad&James, the live, fun, interactive conversation about
almost
anything.
Anything.
That's right.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
May not have come about that one
tonight James is out, but I want to welcome my guest co-host. We have Brother Hagen Harrison.
Oh gosh. Brother Hagen Harrison.
Brother
on the mic
Hagen
tonight.
Harrison on the mic.
Thank you,
And
Josh.
Joshua
On the
Winston.
ones and the twos.
There he
man.
is. Let me get rid of some information there on the screen. Go
All
back to
right.
yourself, Josh, real quick.
Hey,
It's
it's
just
Josh.
too much
How's
going
it
on.
going? I'm here.
Man.
Just chilling,
Hey,
hanging out.
there you are.
That's me over there. You
They-
guys can't see
they
that,
can't
but I'm
see
on a
that.
TV screen that's in this room. In the room.
There we
Back on
go.
one.
So that's right. Got the lineup tonight, and again, James is out, so told him we'd take care of it. It's going to be a good show. How's everybody doing? Schooling, right? Still in school?
Still in school.
Yeah. It's
But now we've talked
Yeah.
about this. You were trying. They're going to be done for the year at Thanksgiving break. Is that right? Is that still the tentative plan, or no?
I think I got a week after Thanksgiving.
I've got
and
a
I'll be
week
done.
after Thanksgiving.
Okay, well, that's not too bad.
So yeah. Could be worse. Could be like, 2 weeks.
Could
after
be a lot
Thanksgiving.
worse.
Could be
Could
3
be
weeks.
just never ending. You never really know.
I mean, then what's the return schedule?
I looked at it today. I think it's January 20th.
Yep.
I think that's right to go back. So,
January 20th.
got like a month. Almost 2 months actually to kind of just
yeah.
relax. But there's no spring break in the spring semester.
Really?
So, yeah.
No
They
Panama
cut that
City
out.
Beach.
No,
Scoot
no
your
PCB.
mic closer to
Should
you.
I?
There you go.
Eat the mic.
Is this better?
That's perfect.
Lips
Sweet.
So
on
no
the
spring
mic.
break. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, man. Especially to college kids. I mean, I kind of am a college kid, but
You are
not
a
so
college
much
kid.
as I was. Like
Maybe
Josh
like-
over here at 20. He'll be 21 come spring. No, you'll still be 20.
No, I'll still be 20.
Spring break.
Baby boy.
So like that's that prime age for spring breakers, and not even gonna really
Prime
get to
age.
enjoy it. So
Huh. I don't know who came up with that idea,
it's
but
kind of tough.
is that partially in due to getting the late start again for this semester, or because of COVID, or
That's probably a little bit of all of it,
a
honestly.
little bit of all of it?
I don't really know
Sure.
how they're running things or why they're doing some
We're
of the
all
things they're
still
doing.
in the learning, phase of things right now. So
Oh yeah.
figuring it all out as we go.
I do know
Tell me
that
something.
the universities are a little bit afraid of students that are like going off somewhere and coming back quickly. In the case that they do contract the virus,
Right.
if they're home and they're home for 2 months, they've got enough time to get it and
Isolate.
get over it. If you go to the beaches during spring break and 3 days later return to campus, you have a chance of bringing something back with you.
That's fair enough. I like that.
Makes
I mean, at
sense.
least they're thinking ahead. If there's a need to isolate, like you said, knock that out. So that's good. Good planning. Are y'all both at Southern?
Mm-hmm.
See,
Si, senor.
USM, SSMTTT.
Yes.
to the top
Oh, yeah.
To
of what?
the top. I don't really
Just-
know. Just to
just-
the top of whatever, you know.
Just try to get to the top.
Yeah, wherever you land, just
Get to the
for
top.
Aim for the top.
Yeah.
Aim for the top. That's right. So we got a lot going on. Seems like something's going on this week. I just cannot place my finger/hand on it. What's going on this week, Josh? Tell me.
Something big is happening tomorrow.
Something big is happening tomorrow. Do you know what's happening tomorrow?
Two big things are happening tomorrow.
No, what?
Two big things are happening tomorrow.
This is
Yes.
Oh, I know one of them.
One of them is
Josh is getting a tattoo.
Getting a tattoo.
for real.
Needle to the body.
Whoa.
For show.
Let's talk about that.
Oh no.
you brought it up. So.
Hagen brought it up.
Oh, okay.
You
That's
inst-
true.
I
yeah.
also have an eye doctor's
You just
appointment.
agree.
Instigated it.
So we can't talk about it.
No, we can talk about it.
What you gonna get?
I am getting. So my favorite Bible verse is Romans 1:16, and so
Yeah.
the numbers to that are 116.
That's right.
What I'm getting is 8 black lines where it's like one black line, another black line, some space in between it, and 6 black lines. So that way somebody walks up and they're like, oh, that's kind of like aesthetically pleasing, but like, what is that really? What's it for?
Right.
And you're able to like kind of tell them, well, it's one bar, and then 6 bars. My favorite Bible verse is Romans 1:16, which says, "I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it's the power of salvation to all who believe." It's kind of an opportunity to like open up to people who just would maybe see a Bible verse and kind of get turned off from that.
It's a great
Yeah.
like witness starter.
For sure.
Absolutely, I like it. What? Tell us about your tattoos, Hagen.
Yeah, so I got a picture of Pastor James's face on my chest recently.
Really?
So that's pretty cool.
Oh. This is a good segue into a very good story that Hagen Harrison has about tattoos.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll tell it. So, the summer after my senior year of high school, I worked. I think it was my senior after high school. I worked for the summer camp in Alabama, and so the guy that's over it is like the Alabama Youth Ministries director. Like he's like the director of AYM. Like he's the big deal.
Yeah.
So they hosted that at Springville, Alabama. I worked for him. And after camp and all that was over, it was either after it was over in the middle of it. I had recently watched a movie where this dude had gotten a tattoo of his friend's face on his chest or something.
Okay.
And so I was going to mess with one of my buddies and text him that. I was like, "Hey, man, I just got a tattoo of your face on my chest." Well, I accidentally sent it to the director, just like not thinking. I don't really know what happened. And I noticed like a couple hours went by and I didn't really have any response. So I'm like, I figured he'd at least, kind of say the LOL or something back. Right. And I went and checked and I had sent it to him and I had to text him and be like, "I am so sorry. I did not mean to send that to you. That was supposed to go to somebody else." He was like, "Hey, it's all good." But yeah, think about it. I'm a new camp counselor.
And you're just totally.
I kind of just went for
best
it.
Icebreaker ever, right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you just sent y'all's relationship on a whole nother level.
It was quite the experience.
How many times we do that, dude? Like,
I don't do it as much since then.
I used to do it. It seemed like I would do it with James every once a week. Seems like I would mean to send something to my wife, and I would always send it to James.
That's kind of awkward, right?
And it would always, of course, I'm always like ending the comment or whatever. Sometimes I'd be like, "Love you" or whatever, and then James would always be like, "I love you too, baby." I'm like, "Oh gosh, not again, man!" Every time. So
I know James one time went to send me the new New England Patriots uniforms, and instead sent me some kind of picture for like a booger something, like a nose like cleaner or something. It was on Instagram one time, and I was like, I don't think that's what you meant to send me, pal. Boss man.
And he was like,
Pastor.
"Oops, sorry about that."
He was like, "Wrong thing."
Yeah, wrong thing. I do it all the time, seems like, and I hate when I do it too. It makes me so mad.
Well,
and it's usually like right after I hit send, I'm like, that is going to the wrong person. Just whatever, backtrack. So this is for sure tomorrow.
12:30.
My bad.
Yep.
12:30. Where are we getting this artwork done at? Give him a little plug.
On my body or on the city?
I mean, you said on your arm, right?
Yes, forearm.
Right
here.
Who the tattoo parlor?
Skin Deep.
Skin Deep here in Laurel?
Skin Deep here in Laurel, local.
Local.
Figured if I had to get anything fixed up or if I ran into any issues, it'd be good to have somebody
close
nearby.
By. Yeah.
And I've checked out the artist, and I like her work. And so that's what we're going with.
Skin Deep. Well, good luck, man.
For all your tattoo needs,
good luck.
Check them out.
Skin Deep.
Recommended
They'll
by
tattoo
Josh.
you and pierce you if you pay them.
This is not a sponsorship. But
This is not a sponsorship.
We're just saying that's who he's using.
Hagen and Brad are doing tomorrow.
The only other thing going on tomorrow, I think, is there's some election stuff.
Couple.
Yep. So.
What you mean? Election stuff? What you talking?
Well, I mean, like everybody's like the presidential election is tomorrow, which it is.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
I
Man,
think.
this is brand new information.
Brand new.
This is just
Hadn't
whack.
seen anything on Facebook or social media about it.
I don't even know
Haven't
who's
heard
running.
anything.
That's crazy, man.
And I mean, it's not on the news.
No.
So
Not the
people are
least
like the
little bit.
presidential elections, but there's more to it. Now we got some senator.
Yes.
And then some other stuff that I really don't know. We talked about some of the stuff that's going to be on the ballot tomorrow.
Yeah.
Initiative 65, weed.
Alternative 65.
Marriage. Alternative, exactly. Kind of talk about that. New state flag proposal will be on there. What do you guys think about that flag design? I know I've talked about it with James, but how do y'all feel about it? Or students, have they mentioned anything about it?
Not really.
No.
Not to me, at least.
Well, we were kind of gone in the middle of the summer when all this
Also
was
true,
kind of
yeah.
transpiring.
Yeah. But what do y'all think about it?
About the new flag design or just the flag in general? Like everything that led up to it?
Well, I mean, we can talk about
I
that
know we can
too.
get super deep. We can just kind of trim some edges
Initially,
here.
I meant just the design. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
so there's going to be one design on the ballot.
Mhm.
So I just thought, what do you think about that? Because
I think the design I liked isn't one of the final choices.
The
It
Great
might
River
be
flag?
though. I'm not real sure.
well, there's only one, and it's got the red larger bars with the gold small and the magnolia
Oh, that
flag
shows
in
you how much
blue
I've been
in the
paying
middle,
attention.
In God we trust. Again, I said last week it's very sharp. What do you think, Josh?
I liked the Great River flag,
Mhm.
which was the navy blue,
That one had a lot of
Yeah,
momentum.
I think that's the one I like too.
Yeah, it.
and it got second place.
Is it the one that kind of had the shield looking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one
it
I
did.
liked. Yeah.
Initially, I think it had a pretty substantial lead as
Mhm.
far as just polling, from what people thought. And I kind of was under the impression that one was kind of going to be the what was going to make it to the ballot, but it didn't. And I mean, I didn't have a problem with either one of those two, and I picked those two as like my faves. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so that's on the ballot. And again, we mentioned the presidential election will be on the ballot as well. Hey, I need to ask you a question because y'all are younger than me, and I try to stay in the know, down with the hip generation. You know what I'm saying out there, boys?
dog.
Yes, sir.
So I'll check this out. Every time I go to Chick-fil-A, I love Chick-fil-A, by the way. And last time us three were in here talking about Chick-fil-A, you kind of started talking about Popeyes. And anyways, I love Popeyes too, but they chicken sandwiches, I don't know.
Moving on.
I mean, I'm just going to have to get some more, even out. But I was in Chick-fil-A line the other day, and I was talking to Will. Was it Will? Is there a Will?
Yeah.
I think it was
Glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love everybody there. Man, he happened to be taking my order, and I was just like, I usually just ask everybody, "Hey, you gonna vote?" That's really, I'd just leave it at that. You gonna vote? Because it's important. Is it important?
It's very important.
It's very important to vote like a beast.
Like a beast.
Like a beast. Just vote.
Tear the ballot up.
And he was like, I think he said something about unfortunately, he was going to pass because there was no Kennedy on the ballot. So I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways,
What?
my question was
Yeah.
was that somebody said that Kanye was still going to be on the ballot. And I was like,
He's on Mississippi's ballot.
Apparently, yeah. That's what I
tomorrow.
heard yesterday.
Well, actually, the ballots have been going around
time out.
for weeks before.
Are you
but
being
he's
for
on the
real right
ballot.
now?
No, he's absolutely on the ballot. He's the last option
I didn't
before your
see it.
write-in. I promise.
I did not know that.
I mean, I didn't
I
either
heard
till last
that.
night. Somebody was talking about it.
For real?
Yeah. No clue who
So-
his VP is. Well, actually, besides the big two front runners, no clue who anybody else is.
Yeah. True.
So how many names are actually listed for an option as the president of the United States?
There's like seven for
Seven?
Mississippi's ballot.
Why does Mississippi have like more than everybody
Okay, hold
else? Or what's give me some fact checks. What's going
No,
on?
no, no,
here?
no. These are the candidates that are, I think almost all of the ballots.
Because up there earlier in the year there was speculation that Kanye was going to attempt to run for president of the United States, but then somebody was like, "No, he's on the ballot," and I was like, "What? You joking, right?"
If his
But you-
VP was Waka Flocka, I'd probably vote Kanye Waka 2020.
Nah, I'm
No,
with
I'm just
Jay Z,
kidding.
bro.
Oh,
mean,
gosh.
Watch the throne.
the swag alone, right? Would be
Yeah.
yeah.
Swaggy.
So, man, I did not know that.
I take that back. There are 9 candidates on our ballot for Mississippi. Well, this is for United States president. There are 9 that are going to be on our Mississippi
Please
ballot.
read them aloud for us.
So for the Democrat Party will be Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. For the Republican Party, it will be Donald Trump and Mike Pence. For the American Constitution Party, it will be Don Blankenship and William Moore. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. For the American Solidarity Party, it will be Brian Carroll and Amar. I believe that says Patel. It's kind of cut. For the Independent Party, it'll be Phil Collins and Bill Parker.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins is in
I can feel it.
90s Disney
Coming
hits.
in the air, yeah. Howie Hawkins and Nicole Walker for the Green Party. Joe Jorgensen and Jeremy Spike Cohen for the Libertarian Party. This option got cut off right here for an independent party. And then at the bottom of the list, before a write-in option, Kanye West and Michelle Tidball.
Is there a party association with that last
It's
one?
just independent.
Just independent as well.
Jesus.
Hey,
Well,
you heard it first. We brought you the information the day before, in case you didn't know, like myself. Because I didn't. Well, wow, that makes it awfully hard now. I mean, golly
Yeah,
gee, I
I
just
am.
don't know what to do.
I am super torn.
Oh, goodness.
Joe
Well,
Jorgensen's getting my vote.
Joe? That Joe?
Joe Jorgensen. I don't know. No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I know a few people who are some big Joe Jorgensen fans.
Do you really? I know
Yes.
one.
Some of my friends from Starkville.
I know one who's a big fan.
That was like that one year that, man, I just forgot his name.
Andrew Yang.
No.
It was
A lot of people.
Gary. No. Was it 16?
I think.
Gary Johnson was
Independent.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh,
wasn't he?
Ron Paul.
That wasn't 16.
Was it? Was I just remember whenever he was like making it, he's getting it, son. Ron Paul was getting some momentum.
Who was the 16 in?
If he'd be
Gary
running
Johnson?
today, he'd
Was it
probably
Gary
have a
Johnson?
better
Think so.
chance than Joe and Donald.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, Ronnie Paul was getting it.
I don't even know
getting
who
it
Ron
from
Paul
me,
is,
but I'm just saying.
He's just an old white dude running for
Okay,
president.
so
So pretty much
about the
everybody
same,
else is
yeah.
running for president.
Makes sense.
Anyways, so if you know, there's still time, I'm sure, to find out where you need to vote. And polls open at 7, but I think if you show up a little before, they have to let you vote. I think that's what I've been told. So,
Okay.
yeah. Are you voting?
No, I think I'm gonna pass.
Yo, I mean, but like
Nah,
you
yeah, I'm
voting
voting. Yeah, yeah.
here and all that.
You know,
stuff,
Samuel
so-
is actually working a poll tomorrow. He'll be working the poll I'll go to.
Which one will you go to?
Parkview Baptist.
Parkview. Let's go together.
You going?
Yeah, man. That's
All right.
where I got
Well,
to
let's
go.
let's just do it all
Let's
at the
just
same time.
show up
Yeah,
there
yeah.
at the same time. What time you want to be there? Josh, where you vote?
I'm voting in Calhoun. If anybody would like to join me, I might even buy you a biscuit.
Nobody cares about you in Calhoun, man.
Bro,
second.
hey, I'll ride with you. I don't vote out there, but I'll get a biscuit.
How far is Calhoun from here?
Like 2 miles.
12 minutes.
Calhoun.
2 miles and 12 minutes?
No,
What the heck?
it ain't that far.
Yeah, well, okay,
Calhoun?
my house is 12 minutes from here.
No.
For sure.
12 minutes
12
to
minutes.
Calhoun?
To my house?
To your house or to like Calhoun where you're going to
Okay.
vote?
Calhoun,
At
where
the-
I'm going to vote?
Yeah.
Maybe 8 minutes.
Maybe.
Maybe 6.
Maybe.
That's a
That's
little-
how
that's a
that I
little
can,
more.
I can
Alright.
get down with that. Anyways, you're voting at Calhoun. We're voting at the Parkview.
That's it.
So yeah, get out there and let your voice be heard. This is important. So vote tomorrow. It's
Do
the day. We may not know the results tomorrow, but still, do your
You don't
do
think
your
we will?
duty. I really don't.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like it's not gonna be a tomorrow night thing.
Huh.
No.
I know last election, I mean, it was late.
2 o'clock.
I ended
It
up
was
going
late.
to bed before, it was announced. Cause
And that wasn't even a COVID year.
No.
No.
And I had work the next day at like 5:30, and eventually I was like, dude, all right, I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, I remember when Bush, what's that, Bush Gore, with all the
2000.
Florida hanging Chad stuff
Yep.
and half punctured, half Chad and all. I remember that vaguely as what year that was
2000.
2000. Okay, so I'd have been like in 10th grade. But yeah, I was like that was several days later too.
You were in 10th grade, and I was
Yes.
5 months old.
2000.
2000, I was 6.
I was in
first
10th grade.
Dang.
Yeah. So good times. Good times. But
born.
anyways.
Got some age differential in here.
We do. So you guys are in the league of call it fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
Yeah, that league I did not get an invite to. Thanks, James.
Oh.
Anyways, we usually do a little quick sports recap. Anything exciting happened this week in sports? Besides the fact that I thought Boston College was going to do it.
I really did too.
I was like, they're going to do it. They are going to do it.
But that's about how it goes, right?
It
You
is.
get this little bit of hope,
and then
it's just stripped away. Like
kind of like when
Braves.
Georgia plays Alabama.
Or Georgia and Alabama, or Atlanta Falcons against anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Braves in the postseason. It's just bad all around.
Yep.
It's just...
Man, it's really terrible that we just named three Georgia teams.
To be honest, I don't know if I could be a fan of anything in Georgia because
watch your mouth, son. I will come over there quicker than I who'd have thought it.
Wait a minute.
Crush
Whoa,
you.
And Josh thinks he has it hard because he's a Saints fan.
Whoa. Hold on, Brad. Are you an Atlanta Falcons fan?
I mean, not terribly. I pull for them because they are from my home state and all that jazz. But I'm not like, I really don't have. Honestly, I'm not so diehard to a specific NFL team.
Wow.
Can I get a Steeler Nation?
But definitely
Anybody?
not the Saints.
Undefeated.
Brad,
I know it's weird, right?
it disgusts me every time you say it.
I know, man. I'm sorry.
Steeler Nation. What?
Dude,
7-0.
Big Ben. I'm telling you.
But Josh made a good point. We were talking about this last night. Look at who they've played. And it's hard for me to be like, you know what?
They're legit.
Yeah, because I rag Clemson because they don't play anybody. So
That's a good point.
I can't.
They've beat no
you know,
one.
Exactly.
They beat.
So I understand now, and I respect you calling me out on that because I was like, nah, bro, we 7-0, it's undefeated. But you made a good point. They didn't play anybody.
But let me say this. I said the same exact thing about the San Francisco 49ers last year. And who was in the Super Bowl?
The 49ers.
They lost. But I said
they
the
were
same
there.
thing. And they smacked the Saints in December last year. So
Really?
They did. George Kittle had a monster run. And
How many? Okay, so we're
he ain't gonna be having any more this
7
year.
games in. How many more games they got left?
9, right?
Oh wow, that's
16,
9.
16 game
more than I
season.
thought. Yeah, it's plenty of time
Oh yeah.
for the.
That's like, remember that year Carolina went undefeated all the way to the Super Bowl and lost?
My goodness.
What were
they lost
like?
one. They
Was
lost
it?
one game that year.
Oh, I thought they
That's
went
like when
undefeated.
Atlanta
They got
did
beat
that.
by the Packers that year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still though.
Speaking of the Packers, they got beat yesterday
Yeah.
By Minnesota.
by the Soders.
They got cooked.
That was a great segue.
That was great.
That was so good.
great.
Anybody with what's his name? Dalvin?
Dalvin
Cook on your fantasy roster?
Wow.
Or Patrick Mahomes?
I played the dude that had Dalvin Cook on his, so that really was awesome.
Yeah.
I got steamrolled. It was great.
How many points to get?
Dalvin?
Yeah.
I can check real
Fact
quick.
check. Pull
Dalvin
it
Cook had refreshing live stats. He had 55.6 as a running back.
Holy.
So
It's not terrible.
he
That's-
had
that's-
half as many
that's so
points
good.
as my entire team. I had 109. Dalvin Cook had
Wow.
55.
There you go.
So yeah, that's how my day
There
went
you
yesterday.
go.
It was
I'm currently cooking Jeff Applin in fantasy football. Whooping him right now.
Man.
So
Oh,
Jeff,
wow.
if you're
What's that
watching,
like
you're
to-
getting
Jeff,
whooped right
if
now.
you're listening,
be successful in
you
fantasy.
got to comment in on that, brother.
I'm like 2-7 right now, or 2-6.
Oh my gosh.
2 and a lot.
I'm in
I'm doing
second
terrible.
or third.
Oh, okay.
I'm great at what I do.
Next year, I hope to be participating. I don't know if I'm, worthy or not to get the invite just yet. I think James is still undecided on it. So
That's all right, man. I mean, if you make it in the league, you'll definitely beat me. So I mean, that's
I don't
you may not
know.
win the whole thing, but you'll beat me for sure.
I don't know,
It's
dude.
not so
Terrible,
much.
apparently. So
I don't know.
you're the worst.
You never
Other
know about that.
sports.
sort of thing.
Other sports.
Yeah. What else are we gonna talk about?
Hagen called it apparently.
I did.
That is true.
I did. The Dodgers. I said on here 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago,
Yep.
6 weeks ago,
I
something.
flat out asked you, Hagen, tell me who's going to win the World Series,
said the
and you
Dodgers.
said the Dodgers.
As much as I hated it, I hate the Dodgers like
They won it,
a
man.
lot. And you know what? You go back to the Atlanta sports thing, man. Like the Braves are up 3-1, and you sit there and think, I mean,
All you
part
gotta
of you's like, wow, they're really up 3-1 on the Dodgers. They got the momentum.
They did.
No way. But then the other part of you's like, it's Atlanta, and they're famous for doing what they do, and that's choke.
And they showed up and they did that.
They did exactly that. So
They did exactly what we expected them
yeah,
to do.
you know,
It's like, if they would have won it, it'd have just been like a really
Insane.
good bonus or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we're not expecting y'all to.
right.
that little momentum wave y'all had going, that was so fun. But we knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
We knew what was coming.
Yeah,
Man.
and that's the sad thing. It's like, you know it's coming, but you don't really want to believe
this
it deep
before.
down.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, so just beware that Hagen is a psychic.
I am that.
And he knows who, he picked it right on the money.
So let's go ahead and call our shots now. College football, who wins the whole thing?
I love it. We can write it down. College football?
Yeah. Who's your 4? Let's go over that first. Who's your 4, and then who takes it all home?
Man, I'd rather just say who I think is going to take it all.
I want to preface it. I do not keep up with college at all, but I'm going to add a little bit of input.
I like it.
Just based on what I see.
Sure.
An outsider's perspective.
Same for me in the NFL. So I'm right there with you. I like it. Before that, though, I was mental note all week to bring this up. How awesome is it that College Game Day is going to be live from Augusta?
When?
The weekend of the Masters, that's going to be...
Oh, okay.
Not this weekend, but the next weekend.
All right, for whatever reason, I was thinking you're talking about, like, Georgia for a football game, but they're in Athens. Augusta is golf.
Yes.
That I don't really keep up with that much,
right.
But you're excited about it, so let's
that is so awesome. I mean, that is so cool, dude, that they're going to have College Game Day out there on...
Why College Game Day?
Because College Game Day is awesome.
I mean,
and to make it a very unique and exciting atmosphere, once in a lifetime opportunity, you're going to get to have it at Augusta, the sacred, holy grounds of Augusta. Man, that is awesome.
Where is Augusta? It sounds like something that's in like California.
It is in Augusta, Georgia.
Or Georgia, that too. That's my next guess.
Actually, not too
Florida.
far from Athens. So yeah. I thought that was really cool. Pretty excited to see that. Pretty unique. Now, you boys don't give a honky tonk about golf or any of that I just mentioned. But
I don't not give a honky tonk. I just don't really keep up with it. Like Josh don't keep up with college football. It's just
I keep up with it.
He probably keeps up with college football more than you do golf.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I keep up with golf more than I do NFL.
I can never.
So because it's much more exciting.
Oh.
I mean, let's just be honest.
All right. No.
Bring on the hate comments. Yeah. But yeah, so
we literally we lost a viewer when you said that.
We did. The account was like
golf. Oh, was it Brad&James? Oh, sweet. Golf. Oh man, never mind.
See ya.
Forget about that.
I'm out
James
here.
ain't even here tonight.
I'm out of here.
Lose another.
Two white people.
Three.
We're down another.
Oh
Man.
goodness! All right, let's get back on track. So we're gonna call it right now.
Cool.
Who takes it? Who takes the Natty Championship this year, boys?
All right.
Hagen knows he's taking it. He's just mad they're taking it.
No,
I think
tell you. It's gonna be.
I'll tell you that team who started 2 weeks ago.
Clemson, Alabama, Ohio State. And that fourth one is tough. Nobody from the Pac-12 is getting in because they're awful.
It's not going to be Notre Dame.
Nobody from the Big 12 is getting in because they're equally as awful.
Well, nobody. Ohio State.
It's not going to be a second ACC team, and it's not going to be a second Big 10 team. So it's got to be a second SEC team.
We've been there before, though. And we're not going to get, like...
Well, here's the thing, because, like, if, let's say Alabama and Georgia win out, they meet again in the SEC championship. If Georgia wins that... Does Alabama and Georgia both get in? Because if Alabama wins, Georgia's definitely not getting in.
That's kind of what happened the year they did make it to the national championship game.
So Clemson plays Notre Dame this weekend, so that might
without a Trevor Lawrence
up.
At the quarterback position. He's still out. ACC protocol 10 days. He's not playing this Saturday. They looked a little sketchy at first. I think their backup is a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a stud. I think the reps he got in the game last week helped him.
Right.
But, I mean, that's a tough one, too, because, like, I hate Notre Dame. But, like, do you want to see Clemson fall to make it really interesting? Or
I don't want to see Clemson, period. I hate them.
If they lose to a number 4 Notre Dame, they'll probably just...
Well, it's just like Georgia losing to a number 2 Alabama. They dropped to, like, 5.
And then they had an off week, and they dropped them again. But whatever. Everybody hates Georgia, so whatever. It's all good.
Yeah,
we're used to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that 4 spot's wide open. I really don't know. Because you could say a Big 12 team will get in there, but, I mean, who's Oklahoma State? Just lost to Texas.
Just lost
so
it,
like,
for sure.
That was kind of probably their bid.
I mean,
I don't know.
You said maybe a second SEC team. Who do you see coming out of the SEC to take the 4th spot?
There's only one or two options.
Georgia or Florida.
Yep.
But I mean,
We'll
I don't
find
know.
out this weekend
Yeah, that's true.
because that's who we play. So that usually determines. And I know James is sitting there just being like, y'all just keep talking and leaving out my Missouri Tigers. But usually comes down to Georgia, Florida.
Yeah.
That's this weekend, so we'll see.
I will say I hope that Alabama plays Ohio State at some point in the playoffs because
You don't.
I got into a discussion with somebody on social media, and I had just brought up the point of like, how come Mac Jones is balled out against 4 SEC teams and he's not getting hardly any recognition compared to like Trevor Lawrence, who has played a bunch of junior high school teams, and Justin Fields, who's only played one team in the Heisman conversation. And this dude's a big Ohio State fan, and so he was going all in on it, and he was like,
I hear what you're saying, and I really cannot like it pains me to talk about the same thing with Justin Fields because I know where he should be. He should be right there at home. But whatever, we criminally abused him, criminally misused him, and he went flying. I don't blame you. But when I see him and his stats, goodness gracious.
oh yeah, I'm not saying he's not a good
But
player.
he hasn't played.
He's
He
only
played
played one
enough
game,
games.
so
Yeah.
how is everybody
I
just like,
agree.
he's
I
the
agree with that.
Heisman?
I agree. I don't think
So this dude was like, he's like, yeah, Alabama's days of winning national championships with system QBs are over. And I'm like, boy, I hope we play y'all in the championship in the playoffs and run the train on y'all so I can screenshot this and tag you in it. So yeah. Anyways,
Interesting development in the comment section. Hagen,
Who we
you
got?
would like this? I believe
Hunter
this is your-
Mayton, that's a buddy of mine
I
from
was gonna
Alabama.
say,
Don't forget about A&M.
Okay, who's
they
reading
went
it?
out.
All right.
One
we
loss
were
to
talking
Bama.
about that earlier today.
Oh, were you gonna read it?
I was. But,
Okay,
you know,
don't- I got
literally
it. I
was
got it.
reading
I was
it.
reading
Yeah.
it. That's fine.
Literally was.
All right, don't forget about A&M. They went out, one loss to Bama, currently ranked 8. Hunter's got a good point because if they win out and Bama wins out, obviously they won't play an SEC championship because it'll be Bama. But it could be one of those weird instances like, what year was it where Alabama didn't play in it and still made it in? Is it 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
When
they
talking
ended up-
about the national championship or the Final Four?
Alabama,
playoffs?
they lost in the Iron Bowl and then didn't get a
Yeah.
chance to play in the SEC championship game,
Yeah.
but still made it
That
into the
was-
playoffs and then won the whole thing.
Yeah, I
So-
remember.
Is it
Oh
14?
yeah, you do remember, don't you?
I remember real well.
Yeah. So Hunter's got a good point. It could be A&M, which is as crazy as that might seem.
It's interesting, you know. We'll see how it plays out. I don't even think
I would
any of
actually-
us have named yet who we think is going to win it all.
Oh, I think Alabama takes it all for real, no matter
course.
what.
I mean, I got to go with Georgia just because Georgia
Okay,
on
all
my
right,
mind,
let's-
my heart.
Hopefuls and then
Yeah.
realistically.
That's who I'm going to say, Hagen.
Okay.
Just leave it at that.
All right.
Joshua, we got him. I had to say somebody, and that's what
If he says Clemson, let's kick him off the show.
I'm not gonna say Clemson. I'm not gonna say the team from Tuscaloosa. Southern Miss to the top. We're
Southern
gonna
Miss
win
to the
a
top.
national
There you
championship.
go. Natty
We're coming
champions
for you, Clemson.
2020.
We're coming for you, Alabama.
You heard it first.
Ohio State. Who? We're freaking. We've got the best kickers of all time.
There you go.
Punters of all time. So we're coming for you.
Another good point from Hunter. They may benefit from not having to play in the SEC championship. So
Absolutely.
Again,
They could just go right up the.
they really could just kind of creepily
That's
make
what I'm
their way
saying.
in.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of what hurts you though. If you get to that point, like let's see, Georgia, last 2 years or whatever, you gotta win that game, and you
Yeah.
know it. Like you have to win out to make it. If you don't,
Right.
somebody else just slip in. But all right, so there it is. We got our picks. Nobody said Ohio State, but that kid, they got to play more games. Moving on to the NFL. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Where's the Super Bowl being played this year? And then will there be fans?
Tampa Bay.
There gonna be fans. At the
Yes,
Super
there
Bowl?
will, because
25%,
Ron
right?
DeSantis does not care about his people.
Sit back it out.
Yeah. Now, I did read where there was going to be 25%, I think, the other day.
He came out, I know, 3 weeks ago and said that he wants all the Florida teams. That's Jacksonville, Miami, and Tampa Bay. He said pack the stadiums out.
But none of them have done it.
No,
So do
they
you really
haven't
think the
done it.
Super Bowl will do it?
They saw what happened when Dan Mullen said that.
Oh, yeah.
Boy,
I want 90,000 in the swamp.
2 day later.
And then he got COVID.
A day later. I'm talking like less
mean,
than
hey,
24
if the-
hours
hey,
later. That man had
if the governor
problems
gives you
all
the
over
thumbs
his
up,
hand.
pack it out.
They already have, so
I'm just saying.
nobody's
Not
doing
that
it.
anybody's going to do it, though, because the presidents of those schools they'll never do that.
Not at all.
But I'm just saying, the governor gives you permission,
So the Super Bowl is going to be played in Tampa Bay.
It is going to be playing Tampa
Will
Bay.
Tampa Bay be there?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Hagen says. Joshua says
A lot of people think
no.
they will be.
I do not.
What's their record right now? 5-2.
They are 5-2.
They're playing tonight.
They're playing tonight against the trash New York Giants.
Oh, so they're about to be 6-2.
Yeah. Hey, all right. So this is
ruthless,
interesting.
man.
Next week we've got New
Tell me how it
Orleans
is.
and Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Ooh. I
You
I even get that channel.
You have a very terrible Saints team who beat Tampa in Week 1.
Yes, they did.
Versus a very built-up Tampa team
Much better.
featuring, for the first time playing in a Tampa Bay uniform, Antonio Brown. Okay. Saints are in trouble.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Wow.
We should not have beat the Bears yesterday.
Javon
did.
Wims smacked that kid.
Chauncey
Yeah.
Gardner-Johnson is a whole punk. So, I mean,
We'll get into that a little later. Punks and thugs.
hey, no, we're not. No,
All
we're
right.
not.
Okay.
Pastor James, we're not.
I
I'm
think
just teasing.
I don't know. I'm preaching to myself.
Okay.
We'll get into that in a minute.
We'll
I'll
get
tell you why. But
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
I think out of the NFC, I think it's Seattle.
Seattle does look good.
Yeah, it's hard to root against them for real.
Russell Wilson's going to
DK
win MVP.
Metcalf.
Yeah,
I like that guy.
I too.
yeah.
So we got Seahawks. Who's
AFC,
Are the Steelers in the AFC?
they are.
AFC
I think
North.
I think it's either going to be
It's a good call.
either Pittsburgh. It's either going to be Pittsburgh, the Ravens, or the Titans. If the Titans can bounce back.
Man, the Titans got beat yesterday.
Did get beat. Shouldn't have gotten
Joey
beat.
B.
Should not have gotten beat.
He came even
I
play.
mean, what?
I didn't really think they'd lose.
I
but
feel like
they
we're
did.
forgetting somebody out of the AFC.
That's what I love about the NFL. Honestly, you were talking
I mean,
about
usually
you
it's the
know-
Patriots, right? But not this year.
Not this
never
year.
not.
4 straight losses.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned earlier, like I don't necessarily have like a favorite NFL team, but I do kind of like, and more specifically the SEC players because that's my league that So I like seeing and rooting for guys that have come in, rookies and people that have played in SEC schools. So
For sure.
that's kind of like what I do. But I used to like the Packers when Brett Favre played.
Gosh.
I mean, how could you not?
Hey, you can hate him with all your heart.
What a slinger!
Oh my gosh.
What a
Okay,
gunslinger.
I didn't know this because I think whenever he played, I was still like young enough to not really understand a whole heck of a lot about football. But I went and watched a clip. And I want to say it was a clip of when he was with the Vikings, like towards the end of his career when he was getting on up there. That joker had a cannon.
Oh, yeah.
my
Gunslinger.
word,
I mean,
dude.
I
Yeah.
was like, this man's 40 years old throwing like that.
Oh, he still got it.
know.
He could
I
play
don't-
right now.
I mean, I don't really know what I thought he was like, but I saw that video. I really, for a part of me, kind of thought it was edited at first because I was
Yeah.
like, ain't no way.
100%. I mean, honestly, I think the arm strength could legit be right there with some quarterbacks today. He couldn't play at all, obviously, but
True.
his arm, yeah, I would put it past him.
Dude, got a freaking
That's-
rocket.
Here's a little backstory for you children. Okay,
I bet you know Brett.
I worked with his brother.
Okay. Is that the story?
John.
Is it Scott?
Mark. I don't know. I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
it's Scott. Anyways, so I spent a little time working for Big Buck Sports in Hattiesburg. Y'all probably don't remember that store, but anyways, I was in their marketing department, and part of our job was handling all of Brett Favre's merchandise from the Jets. Yeah, it was while he was with the Jets during that time.
Yeah.
So I never met Mr. Brett Favre doing that. But anyways, I did work with his brother for a little bit. But anyways, so yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But that's who I pulled for back in the day. Packers, do they have a chance at it?
They do have a chance. They, as a matter of fact, they're probably number 2.
There you go. I love playoffs, man.
Yeah.
That's when it'll get real fun.
Oh, quick question. All right. What's
Go.
the best playoff atmosphere, of course, when, stadiums can get packed? The MLB, the NFL, or the NBA?
I'll say this. I was at the NFC Championship game where the Saints were absolutely screwed by the NFL referees. And
Yeah,
that
we remember
atmosphere,
that.
I've been to other Saints games. That atmosphere was absolutely unreal. So in the first quarter, Demario Davis gets an interception, like first drive. It got so crazy in the Superdome that they had ceiling tiles falling off in the
That's what I'm
offices
talking
above
about.
us.
That's insane.
That's epic.
Absolutely insane.
I
It
love
literally
that.
was like electric. Cannot
Dude,
describe it.
Yeah.
So what were the options you mentioned again?
3 major sports: NFL, NBA, MLB.
You just left college out.
Well,
I mean, purposefully.
not purposefully. I just didn't really think of them because their playoffs and championships aren't as not televised, but
I got you.
you know what I mean?
I was thinking just in general.
Well, I guess with the major sports, you have these bigger cities compared to
Yeah.
college towns.
Yeah.
So that's probably
Okay.
why.
I don't know, man. I've never been I've been to an NBA game, not a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't guess I've been to an NFL game. I've
Never
never been
have
to a
either.
Saints game. Never been. Have you?
Mm-mm.
Hey.
I've never been to NFL.
We'll make it happen.
I'd
We'll
go
go.
watch. Let's go watch them play.
I'd love to watch the Saints play the Steelers or something.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a Steelers fan.
Or the
obviously, but,
Lions.
like,
I got a Stafford shirt I could wear.
The
Yeah.
Lions.
Talk about a slinger. That boy, he can sling it too.
yeah, true.
Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, here's his issue. He's a great quarterback
Great quarterback.
playing for a trash
yeah.
franchise.
Yeah.
He's
I
the
have to-
Archie Manning of today.
Yeah, I give him so much credit for sticking it out there. Honestly,
sure.
Like you're better than that.
Julio Jones.
Julio Jones.
Oh my gosh.
Julio Jones. Yeah, again, great call.
Right.
So, well, I don't know because I'm not too in on the NFL, but is Pittsburgh the only remaining undefeated team?
Yes.
7-0. I mean, they got it going on right now, even though they hadn't played anybody. So I'm just going to say Pittsburgh.
That's fair. That's a fair bet.
I'm just hedging my bets, I guess. I'm just
Yeah.
going with the record and the way they handled the Ravens yesterday. I
They
did
did.
watch that game.
It's pretty good.
They should.
I don't know. I think Steelers will have a great regular season. I don't know if they'll have the longevity for a playoff run going in the Super Bowl. I just
Yeah.
don't know.
Who is
Oh, Kansas City. Kansas City out of the AFC.
Going
The
to
disrespect.
Kansas
I
City.
forgot.
Damn, that's sad.
Kansas
ain't it?
Patrick
City,
Mahomes,
here I
my
come.
homeboy.
That's
That's it.
true, man. That kid is something
Can't really count them
else.
out either.
You
Oh my
can't.
gracious.
So
They're
Man.
rolling too.
They
Yeah.
are.
he gave Tyreek Hill a piggyback ride yesterday after a touchdown.
I saw that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So
But-
that's probably a better call.
Yeah,
Can I change my
for sure.
answer to my homies?
Come on.
Patrick is
It's
my homie.
understood.
Yep. Well, anything exciting happening with the students here at Agape? We got everybody doing well.
As far as I know, we're blessed to have been back for about 2 months now.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 months or something. None of our students have had any reported cases of corona, nor have really been around anybody that has, I don't think.
And that really is a blessing.
Oh yeah, because there are a couple churches around here that have had that problem
Yeah.
and have had to cancel
Isolate.
services and stuff. So we're blessed to have not had that problem yet. We've kind of gone about services a little differently this semester. It's not the same thing as it always has been.
Sure.
When we did start back, most of our stuff was outside.
Yeah.
Kind of did some different stuff there, some games and all kind of stuff. But we're also integrating like some hands-on learning experience for all those that
Right.
want to learn more about who we are and what we do behind the scenes and serve. And so, like this upcoming Wednesday, instead of having a service, it's going to be like a workshop night where we kind of split up into 3 groups. There's like our worship team, tech team, like our content, and they're going to get opportunities to kind of learn under some of our leaders here, about what those departments do and how they're run. So
Very cool.
I think it's pretty cool. I think, especially looking back, if when I was in student ministry, I wish we'd have had more of that, because there were a lot of times where I would want to help and be a part, but I
Right.
didn't really know where I could fit in or what I
Sure.
could do. So, and it's just something a little different too than coming in and just doing the same thing.
Well, they're the future of the church.
Right.
So, you present them with an opportunity that, somebody may even look at it right now and may not have a strong interest, but that could come back. Because
Yeah.
I know, I'm thinking, when I was 16, 17, 18 years old, I probably would have had no interest in what I do now. But
Right.
had that been like just placed in my mind or something, just that opportunity so they know that this is available, something that they can do.
Yeah.
I mean, because a lot of times I think there's a transition. Like, you have your student ministry, your youth groups, and all that stuff, and then a lot of times, not so much here, which is a great thing. There's a little, like, what do I do after I graduate kind of deal.
Yeah.
But
in between stage.
Yeah. So getting them involved, man, getting them
Mhm.
plugged in is key.
I think the more they can learn at a younger age, the
Sure.
more they'll be able to implement and take out to wherever they go
Yeah.
at an older age. So,
Absolutely. And you can take that with you.
yeah.
You can go serve, if you move off and get a job somewhere and go to church at
Mhm.
wherever, you can still serve. And
Yeah, me and James were talking about that too earlier today. Like everything I've kind of had to learn over the last few months, tech wise. 2 years ago when I applied for this job, I couldn't have put any of that on my resume. But if I were to ever go somewhere else, now I could. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
I know how to do a lot of this stuff.
man, both of y'all are like, dude, y'all got some long laundry lists of things you can do. He can play the drums.
Yeah.
I saw him on the light
That man
light
does
iPad
lights.
yesterday.
Looks like we're at
I
a
was
Hillsong
like,
concert.
Man, this guy is getting it lit up in here.
But I tell you where it started. Getting back to that thing, it started with me serving with our tech team when I was 15.
Yeah.
Because we just didn't have anybody at that time. And Jay Johns and Blake Moss were very intentional of getting me involved there and showing me a few things. And that's 5 years now of running it to
That's
learn how to
amazing.
do it.
Yeah.
And we're passing it on. I mean, Gavin Hughes is in there right now.
Yeah.
Gavin's 15. Gavin's been running it since he was 13.
Right.
So I'm praying when he's 20 that we're going to have something absolutely insane to show.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, most definitely. I think another thing is we've got kids who want to get involved in changing how church looks.
Yeah.
I think our church does a great job of offering a new format of how church looks and what church looks like. And our students want to get involved in what that looks like. I think Hagen opening up the opportunity for them to say, hey, you can be creative in your content. You can be creative in your tech abilities.
Sure.
You can be creative in worship. All these things, I think that we're setting the next generation up so well and
I
so
do
much better
too.
than we're doing.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree with you more right there because, church kind of evolves and it doesn't stay the same. Well, especially when you're trying to capture maybe a younger generation or younger people or maybe young couples or anything like that. Sometimes, they know what they like.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of churches, they don't make an effort, I guess, to really change it up or put forth that effort to evolve with stay up to date with technology or stuff like that. So I agree. Since we've been coming, it's been a very impressive push for us to make those changes and stay.
Yeah.
We're always right there pushing, not the limit, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we're gonna be doing the best we can to, have new and exciting things
For sure.
for sure.
I mean, I think it's
Absolutely.
important too to change with the culture. I think a lot of not just churches in general, but a lot of marketing businesses or organizations, that's kind of one thing they might have not failed at, but haven't really gained any traction, is because they've kind of just done what has always worked, but what has
Amen.
always worked before won't always continue to work.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think another thing is we've had a lot of churches over the past 20 years or so who have adapted to culture. Now you have a new age of church where churches are creating culture.
Yeah.
A lot of people are starting to argue saying, okay, why should we create culture? And it's like, okay, our God is a creator.
Absolutely.
Before there were creatives, before there were
There was
entertainers, there was creator.
the
And so
creator.
I think it's very interesting to watch churches create culture where it's coming out of the church that is
Hey.
influencing the rest of our world.
I mean, I appreciate the church creating culture.
Yeah.
There are other things out there creating
All kind of
a culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't we? I mean, I hate to put it like this, but you got to fight. I mean,
For your right. No, I'm sorry.
exactly. So, it's like in sports, you can't win if you don't show up. You can't, if you don't put forth the effort. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's good.
Kind of goes back to that last point, boys, which is, what shall we do with sin?
Oh, man.
Okay, first off, how did we get here?
I didn't know that was the last point. I thought we were going to talk about some athletes.
I thought we'd just leave it on an easy, ender. But what shall we do with sin?
Eradicate it. I'm just kidding. I don't really even know what eradicate means completely.
It just sounds good.
So,
So,
yeah.
I'm going to say, I'm on the mic tonight. I'm going to use the word eradicate.
Yeah. I'm about to look that up, actually.
Yeah.
Can you look up eradicate?
What does eradicate mean?
No, awesome.
Just out of curiosity. I have a feeling it means something similar to what destroy completely, put an
Get
end
rid
to.
of, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really possible to
But hey,
put an end to it because none of us are God. But
we are not. What shall we do with sin?
We should just not. Nah,
This has
that's
been
such a broad-
the Brad&James podcast.
yeah, this is such a broad. I need like some more specificity.
All right,
I need
so
like some
let's bounce.
throw some things at me.
Let's start with the obvious.
All right.
Christian or not, everyone sins. I think Christians have a greater call to attempt to not sin. Those of us who are in Christ, although we will sin, we do have something that is kind of a backup for that, and that is grace. And that's what we talked about at Young Adults.
Oh yeah.
Last Tuesday nights, plugging Young Adults. If you're a young
There
adult.
you go.
Yeah.
what's up?
In the Laurel
We're
area.
young. We're
Why?
adults.
We're young. We're hip. We're adults. But seriously. Anyways,
Sin.
what shall we do with sin? That's such a deep question. And I feel like as someone who is a minister of the gospel, I should just have something ready to pound out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. But it's okay.
That's like a deep. That's one of those, like, I hate to try to just answer it now to answer it and just kind of wing it
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and just say a bunch of stuff that may
I'm just
sound
messing.
good, but it's one of those I might have to just process on, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. I mean, the answer is nip it in the bud, but
Eradicate it.
there you go. I mean,
Hagen learned one
There you
new
go.
word today.
That's
For
it,
sure.
boy.
that's
Word
right.
of the day.
We may have to table that discussion for another time
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good idea.
because we are 101:49 at our time, and it's been a great time. I
It
want to
really
thank
has.
you guys. Yeah, it's always been a
I've
great time.
enjoyed it,
Appreciate you
man.
guys being in on the show tonight.
Yeah.
You want to tell them where they can find us?
See if I know.
There you
See if I
go.
know this. Hey, everybody! If you've enjoyed the Brad and James podcast today, you be sure to find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher.
Man, this
What am I
guy.
missing? Am I missing one? Is that all of them? YouTube. You can actually watch the feed.
There you go.
Watch the show on YouTube.
That's right.
The other platforms you can kind of just listen, but if you're a visual person and you want to see it, then check us out on YouTube. Make sure
Visual
you
Basic.
subscribe, all that good stuff.
It's all free, Josh.
Speaking of subscribers, real quick, did you know our church YouTube account has 801 subscribers?
I did know
Whoa.
Good grief. I don't even know 801 people, but I
You
probably,
probably do.
But
Probably do.
anyways, that's the story for another day.
that. That's great, though.
And now I'm here to plug where all of our people live. Okay, so Pastor James lives at.
God.
No, I'm just teasing.
He would come up here so fast.
yeah.
He would be like, shut it down. Shut it down now. But, yeah, it's been a good time. I also mentioned a couple of weeks ago, well, you weren't here, Josh, but some of our listener count from
Oh, yeah.
our actual podcast.
Let's hear
We are, I have to pull it up for you again, but quickly, we're like in, I think 4 right now, or this time I read that stat, 4 or 5 different countries,
Wow.
and in just about every state in the United States.
Yeah,
so
it's
far.
pretty cool.
So,
Wow.
yeah, very,
Yeah.
very cool. Small downloads, but still, we're getting out there. So
That's
appreciate
insane.
that. Yep. So
Keep
appreciate
going.
the
We're gonna have some
support.
Brad and James merch.
That's right.
Oh.
Definitely.
T-shirts
I
and
said that. I
mugs,
said that early
ball
on.
caps.
I told you guys merch
Bobbleheads.
was going to be flying off the shelf
Brad
as
and
if it
James
were toilet
bobblehead.
paper. Also, I got it. Look at my shirt. Y'all
Never
like
forget
that?
the floppy
Never
disks.
forget, right there. That's the one I was asking
Yeah.
you about. But anyways, hey, it's been a good time. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
Oh,
Find
yeah.
us next Monday night live on Facebook, 6 p.m. Hope to see you there.
Adios.
Take care.
Bed.